I think I overestimated my strength a little bit, but I'm certainly feeling an insane squeeze of that bottom section. I actually have enough of those underhand pull downs. I do like them, but with most movements, some days I like them a lot, and some days I don't really care for them. So today, those pull downs, they felt pretty good. Well, I mean, any movement I do, I can always put some work in and get some damage to the muscle, but some movements are just going to feel better. So, made the executive decision, no more underhand pull downs. Let's move on to this curl machine that I like. So, given the fact that, it's a machine, the movement path is pretty much constrained. I can't really do too much swinging. Then all I have to focus on is going hard, here to here, and then some partials at the end. So, let's hope that the next song in my playlist is hype. One more. Let's go do the pose down. There's some things to discuss about this lift. Okay. Lighting is a little bit fucking freaky in here. Alright. This Planet Fitness knows what they're doing. I don't think, we're good right here. So bi's fully pumped, back slightly pumped. So I can't touch it, but I'm like right about to be able to touch my shoulder. So this pump was not my greatest ever, based on that metric. Because obviously when I'm fully pumped, I'm like maybe up here, but right now I can get all the way down here. Now, the difference visibly probably isn't that much. Like, this double bi shot is probably still going to look pretty freaky. Like, kind of hard to complain about that, but slightly less pumped than normal. I may revert back to, arms on their own and do just go back to the split I've been doing. Just legs, chest, back, arms. But yeah, I don't know. I'll try this one for a little bit longer. But if I don't like it, then yeah, fuck, why do I keep doing it? Let's get some back shots going. There's still some pump going on.
Back to biceps.
What I really need, this would be fucking perfect. In the shower, how you put the fucking soap thing on the wall with the sticky pads? I need a mirror that I can just stick up here so I can see my own reflection and do these minuscule little changes. Because when you're looking at yourself in the mirror,
What up, bro?
this is somebody who's more like posing every time, so taking pictures of themselves. But when you're looking at yourself in the mirror, it's pretty easy to do little adjustments. And sometimes a lot of beginners I can see, they do their poses a little bit funky. And I'm not even talking about this from the context of like a bodybuilding posing coach. But I mean, I think this is common sense. If you're doing your side chest kind of like this, it just kind of makes sense to open up a little more, right? But, or whatever. When you're looking at yourself in the mirror, it's easy to put your arms at the same height and not be off kilter or whatever. But when you're facing backwards, I don't know what the fuck is going on, right? So I usually like having a little bit of a mirror. That could just be a personal thing. But either way, fucking...
Congressman Juan Ciscomani delivered a $3,500 tax cut for Arizona families. That's more money in our pocket.
Biceps
About
back.
$300 more every month. 16,000 new jobs. Congressman Juan Ciscomani is creating more prosperity for hard-working Arizona families. 3,500 and 16,000. These are more than big numbers. They're bigger paychecks and bigger opportunities. That means more take-home pay, more jobs, and more freedom. Thank you, Congressman Ciscomani, for cutting our taxes.
Try Nation. Made with quality, made to care for you every day.
We're pumped, man. What else can I say? And this wasn't even my best pump ever. And I wouldn't really blame it on the intensity of the lift, because I went pretty hard, as hard as I could-ish. Well, you can never go as hard as you can. Every lift I've ever done, even the greatest one ever, I probably could have gone a little harder, or maybe even a lot harder. But you kind of just try to approach perfection in that sense. You know what I'm saying? You always go hard. But I think, in terms of my intensity on those sets, I feel like it was pretty good. Not below par for me, but I think I slacked off on the hydration and the food. I did not eat enough fucking food today. Fuck. So pretty much the plan now, this is what happens this bulk. And this happens to me every fucking bulk. It fucks me. Consistent. So this right here is January. I'm in my most flattened state here because I just finished dieting in around Christmas time over winter. So January, the bulk began. About 3-ish months of linear progression. So 6,000 calories, easy. Fucking just weight going. I tracked it on I've got this fucking Google sheet where I would weigh myself every day and plug it in so I could see some trend lines. I kind of end up slacking off halfway through. When I'm making progress every day, I would plug in my weight. But then once I started plateauing and I was just hovering at 250, I kind of stopped doing it. But this is what happened. This is January, and this is now. Linear up from 280 up to 250 or so in 3 months. And then I've been kind of bouncing around. I've gotten up to 253-ish, and then I've been down 240 something, whatever. Now the whole time I've been eating enough to be in a fed state. But if you actually want to grow and make progress day by day, I mean, obviously the scale is going to fluctuate day by day. So let's say week by week, you've got to be in a constantly full state. You have to be eating more food, more energy than your body is, burning off, such that your body has to do something with that excess. Let's say I need this much fuel per day. Actually, let's just put my hand up on this line behind me. Person supposed to be sick. My body burns this much fuel per day to stay the same weight. So that would mean if I eat less food than that, let's say this is 3,500 calories and this is 2,500, if I eat this much food, that means my body has to get this gap of energy from somewhere, right? That's going to be primarily, well, at first your body's going to burn off all the extra carbs it has floating around, because if you've been eating as much food as you're hungry for, you have about, I don't know if this is even accurate, but I think about 500 grams of carbs in your system. That's why when people talk about filling up and carving up, right? If you eat a fuck ton of carbs after not eating a ton, when you're depleted, and all your muscles are going to get some extra carbs in them, and you'll have those carbs as an energy source. So when you first start dieting, let's say you've been eating as much food as you want, and then you drop your calories for a week, you'll drop like 3 or 4 pounds. Now some of that's going to be water as well, but that initial drop when you start doing a diet, that's primarily your fucking glycogen, right? Your intramuscular carbs and water. But whatever. So let's say you're already depleted. Your body has to burn this fucking little gap of calories somewhere, and that's going to be from your fat stores. So if you were to eat this much and train, you would stay the same weight, maybe gain muscle slowly over time. We've all heard of pain gaining. Now, if you actually want to fucking gain weight, you've got to eat up fucking here. And my approach is eat considerably above here. You know, I would prefer to be fatter right now, purely because that would mean that I've been eating so much food that my body doesn't have the capability of turning it all into muscle. And that would be a sign that I'm eating more than enough food to put on as much muscle as possible. So really, I've just been fucking slacking. But, you know, whatever. So, yeah, let's get back to what I was even fucking saying. So 3 months, perfect. Then school plus Arnold. Now I'm just making excuses, but this is what was going on at the time. That kind of fucked me. I had to actually do shit. The Arnold really got me, because that was a whole day of no eating, and I was exhausted. Oh my god. But whatever. So now I've been kind of bouncing around like the 247, 250 mark. So my plan for this last week is pretty much just carb up as much as possible, get as full as possible, pretty much as heavy as possible. Because right now, I could probably gain like, because I've only been eating like probably, I don't even know, maybe the last like 2 weeks, maybe like 4,000 calories, which at this size, that's just not enough to gain weight. So I need to get a solid week of 5 at least, and then I'll probably gain, I'll probably put on like 3 extra pounds and just be, you know, fucking extra full. And then we can start dieting. So the last episode of the bulk, the finale, not exactly sure when that'll be, but pretty soon I'll do a little weight update. But until then, oh, I thought I was gonna hiccup. There it is. Let's get in the car. Okay. It's time to go home. I'm probably gonna set up my desk. I haven't really unpacked everything yet. Here we go. I've still got to set up my whole keyboard and everything else for last time. But that'll be for later. So I'm kind of curious if anybody has some insider info. What is a good music? So what'll happen is that the gym that I lifted at last night, they play the music way too loud, and it's so loud that it kind of fucks with the recording. Because what'll happen is it gets picked up, and then it's like copywritten. Right. So I've got to like mute clips, and I don't want to just show like 3 reps in a set with a little bit of the background music just so it doesn't get picked up. Yeah, I don't want to show like a fucking 45-second set with no music either. So if you know a good little music reduction software or something, that could potentially help me out. It'll put a little bit of responsibility on the viewer at this point. A little bit of give and take. But whatever. So decent back to, actually no, good back to. The back pump was killer. The bicep pump was, honestly, again, this is just a poor fucking preparation type deal. I didn't eat enough fucking food today. Now, just in general, as the goal was like a lift, I went in there, I did all my sets, I did them all decently hard. That was the end of it. But I mean, for my like standard, that's just baseline. Like that's like that almost goes without saying that I'm gonna go in and do my workout. You know, not only do I want to go in and do my workout, I want it to be a fucking good ass lift where I'm going hard, all the movements are feeling good, and I'm getting an insane pump. Now, the context of that standard kind of changes a little bit because when I'm bulking, right, if I'm trying to gain muscle mass, that means that before every lift, I want to have eaten like 400 or 500 grams of carbs, a fuck ton of water, about half my protein intake-ish. Just because that's how, like, if I lift in the middle of the day or like kind of later, you gotta eat your protein throughout the day. That's kind of obvious. But I want to be I want to be well rested, well energized, not fucking tired. I want to be well fed, and I want to be well hydrated. If I can hit someone rested, fed, hydrated, I get 3. Those are my 3 tenets, my 3 ancestral tenets for a good bulking lift. And then, you know, as long as those 3 criteria are met, I always get a fucking sick lift. Now, let's say sleep kind of got fucked. Let's say for whatever reason, I only got like, let's say a really bad case, I only got 4 hours of sleep the night before. If I was well hydrated and well fed, I would still have a pretty solid lift. But strength would probably be a little bit lower, the endurance maybe a tad lower. Now, the food and the well-fedness and the well-hydratedness, I can really feel that on a day-to-day basis. If I didn't drink enough fucking water and I'm not well-hydrated with electrolytes, dude, I could have a fucking exertion headaches. Well, I mean, honestly, I've never really had that. I've been good about the liquids with the electrolytes, so I never get headaches. But if that's you, every time you go to the gym and you got a fucking headache, if I go up to you and I ask you how much water you drank today, not even how many, like, if you had like supplemental electrolytes from, you know, whatever. If you say fucking, you know, jack shit for water, then guess what? I'm not fucking surprised, man. This is basic shit. Your body needs. That's one of the what your body needs just in general for life. Food, water.
You guys gotta get that workout in. Biceps. I'm gonna do a little back, and that's it. That's where we're at.